Hey, this is the same day, but I just thought of another story, and I thought I would tell it before I forget. I can always post it a different day. But again, back to us living in Meadows Trailer Park in Mountain Home, Idaho. In the desert, in the Idaho desert, there were a fair number of snakes. I think at the time we probably thought they were all rattlesnakes, poison or venomous and everything, but I don't think they were any more than they are out here. And but anyway, but we did periodically we would see a snake. I remember once running through this desert, there was this irrigation ditch, and I think it was just meant to be there for when they had heavy rains. But we used to go back there and ride our mini bikes, and we would ride up and down the banks of that ditch, or we tried to, put up jumps or whatever. But anyway, I do remember one time riding down in that thing, or somebody else was, and somebody noticed that there was this huge snake at the bottom of this ditch. I mean, as I remember it was probably 8 or 10 feet long and as big around as your arm. And I think, and looking back on it now, I think that we were all like, oh, lucky he didn't get killed. But looking back on it now, I think it was probably just some poor, innocent, non-venomous big snake that had lived for a long time on rabbits and mice and stuff, and was just trying to get to where he was going. But anyway, but this actual story that I was going to tell you, the story that I just told about with the fire in the back of the trailer park reminded me that also back in the back of that trailer park, some people had parked, like if they had stuff, like an RV trailer or a utility trailer or an old car or whatever, instead of parking them in front of where they lived, they would park them in this sort of back area along the back road of this trailer park. And somebody had an old camper trailer back there, and there was this kid in the neighborhood. His name is Ricky Halligan. And I don't know what, looking back on it now, I may have mentioned him before in one of these stories, because even after all these years, I still think about this. Ricky Halligan was a huge bully. I mean, he was just a huge bully, and he was mean to everybody and everything. And I will tell you the truth now, again, looking back as an adult, I don't think that was about Ricky Halligan. I think it was about the way Ricky Halligan was treated in his house. But if you will imagine the kid Sid on Toy Story, that was kind of Ricky Halligan. That was kind of the way. I mean, he was just or on A Christmas Story, something Vargas, whatever. But that kid, kind of like that. But anyway, one day we're again in the back of this trailer park, and this kid Ricky Halligan spots a snake, and he tries to catch it. It's a big snake, and I'll tell you how big in a minute. So this snake tries to get away from him, and it wraps itself around the axle of this RV trailer. So imagine it's a small one, like the kind Jenny likes. So it's a small little round RV, but this snake is so big that it wraps itself around the axle, and it covers the entire axle. I mean, like a spring. And then of course this fool Ricky Halligan's trying to pull it out of there, and I think finally he gives up because the snake is a lot stronger than he is. But again, I don't really remember. And again, this was a time of my life where I thought that all snakes were just bad. The only good snake's is a dead snake and stuff like that. And I don't feel that way at all now. As a matter of fact, I feel exactly the opposite. I mean, I think the older I get, the more and more I realize that everything has one life, just like we do, and it should have a chance to live that the best it can. Living your best life, snake. Anyway, okay, there's my second story for today. I'm gonna roll. Who knows? I might do more. Love you.